At the 2010 Eagle Community Showcase, the Eagle Historical Society asked people to tell a little about themselves, why they moved here, and what they knew about Eagle history.
I'm Mabel Finney, and I've been in Eagle for 62 years. It was very nice. We had a great school, churches. There wasn't so much traffic, so playground friends, park. It's good. I'm involved in the Methodist Church, the Historical Society, the library, friends at the library. That's about it, I guess. RSVP, that too. Well, I'll tell you, the home I lived in was built in the 1840s. It was comfortable, not too upgraded. And so it was fun. It was fun living there. I lived right next to the Catholic Church, and that was the most perfect place to live. And the neighbors I had lived up on the hill, and we had lots of privacy.
And I have lived in Eagle now going on 5 years.
Oh, and
I have my own business at home, and I market products for Free Life International.
you want to mention it? Or?
Yeah. We moved to Eagle 5 years ago when my husband was offered a job with Generac. And I work out of my home, so my job can go anywhere. We love Eagle because it's a nice small town, but we're close enough to the big cities. We get to come home to our quiet little village and love it immensely.
Are you in?
We're working on it. We have been involved in some different things with my husband's work, and I was part of the Eagle Business Association. And the longer we're here, we're getting more involved in different activities. Well, when I first moved here, I found out about the diamond over by the gazebo. I was walking around and checked out the gazebo and the historic aspects of the diamond that was found.
Tom Thomas, I've been in Eagle pretty much my whole life. The small town environment is pretty much like everywhere, which is what I like. Why I'm still here, obviously. The small town aspect of it, but yet not being too far away from the big stores and things like that. But I'm currently on the village board. That's probably about it as of right now.
And who is this beautiful?
My daughter Annika. Well, ancestry dates back from 18 something, Mike knows. Ebenezer Thomas, yes.
One of the original first settlers.
Yep.
Mary Russell, we've lived here since 91, so 19 years.
All right.
My husband got a job out in Waukesha, and this is where we found a house that we liked, so it's just haphazard. You know, I like being in the small town. I like knowing most of the people. I like knowing the police department. I like knowing people in the library. It's just a nice, tight community feel to it. Well, let's see. I used to do daycare. I did PTO for a number of years, and I'm the president of the Friends Group for the library, Fable. I've been doing that for 18 years. Well, let's see. The library is 35 years old. And the Friends Group was started in 1992, 2 years before the library was built. So I know a little bit about the library.
Here in Royston, and I have lived here, it'll be 3 years on May 2nd. For really to help my brothers and sisters out, because my mother isn't doing well, and I needed to share the responsibility. So I moved here to do that, and I'm still doing it.
Does your mother live here?
She lives in Birch Rock and Quantico. I like the people, the community. I think it's just real people. There's no airs being put on. People are people. They're nice. They're wonderful. The churches serve great food here. I love that. The church dinners. And just the sense of community. I'm involved in the Eagle Historical Society. I'm a member. I help on the village board stuff, like I was involved in the comprehensive planning process this for the last year and a half. I ran for village president last year, 2009, and I'm running for village trustee this year in 2010 on April 6th.
Do you know any historical facts about Eagle?
I know that there was a huge diamond found here. A huge, probably the biggest one. Well, I'm picturing it, this big. That's how I picture it. So I'll have to go to the Historical Society to take another look, right? Okay. So I know that. I know that the railroad was a big factor coming through here in way back when. Not so much now, but they still come through, which is good, and they come through very slowly, which is very, very nice.
I'm Linda Lee Konachek, and I've lived in Eagle 25 years this November on a 114-acre farm. We're looking for a place we could keep horses, and when we moved here, there was no development out here. No one was coming this way. They were all going on the north side of the expressway.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that
And
either.
we came to look at a house out here and fell in love with the area, and we ended up buying our farm. Yeah, there's the good changes, I think, are the community involvement continues to get bigger and better. There's still a small town, wonderful feeling, which I feel the Midwest still retains in most of its more rural areas. A lot more people. When we came out here, we were the only farm. I mean, we weren't the only farm. Every farm around us has been sold and developed now. So we plan to keep it and stay in horses. Well, our tenant house on the farm was built, the first part of that house was built in 1898, because that's in the basement when they added on to it. So the first part of the house has no basement under it. And that was the original farmhouse, and it was a lot bigger. The other historical fact that I have that I think is kind of cool is when we bought the farm, it was foreclosed by the government. We were not given, we were given an abstract, and it has things in there like 40 paces from the old oak tree, chain links. It's really neat, and I should get that to you, because that would be a good thing for the museum. Okay, we started breeding horses. We wanted to find a farm to breed horses, Morat horses. It's a Morgan Arabian horse, and we have produced 80 foals in the 25 years we've been there. Our first foals were born in 1986, and they are still with us, and we're using them in a new venture, which will be starting up in June of this year, and it's therapeutic riding for all types, including the autism spectrum. And we've already started with our Liz Partridge, started Avalon therapeutic riding out in Exonia, and she is going to be our new therapeutic instructor, as well as she is an autism intervention counselor. So we're very excited about that. And we're using our older Morat horses as the lesson horses because they're very loving horses. It's working very well.
Good. Tell me about your book.
My book, actually, we're celebrating the Alice Baker Library, right? My book, the seeds for this book, it came out in July of 2009. Were sown actually at the first poetry reading Alice Baker Library did. It was an open poetry reading, and a young man from India was there. He had seen it on the internet. He's a poet. And when I read one of my poems about the farm, he came up to me afterward and he said, "You know, you are blessed to live here." And this book is called Celebrating the Heartland, and it has 7 sections, 71 totally illustrated. Of course, the cover is my brother's painting, and there's many, many pictures of the area and people in the Midwest that I feel the values of the Midwest. This was Papa Psyche's. This poem was inspired. So the book It's called Celebrating the Heartland, and it's about the values of the heart that the Midwest still retains. And that's one of the things I love about Eagle, because there's so many people out here who are loving and caring, and the libraries are the best places in the world, I think.